Hey, I'm Philip Cordell, Director of Engineering at M3 Technology Group and Hi-Fi the AV Professional, coming at you live with AVNation.tv, here from the beautiful Shure booth with my new friend Chris. Chris, how are you?
Great to be here.
Great, man. So you guys have got some super exciting stuff going on this year. I noticed picking up CI's 2016 Best Stuff for one of your products. What's shaking this year?
Well, we've introduced this year a new line of audio solutions for meeting rooms that's really exciting called Microflex Advance.
Right.
And we're positioning it as invisible audio. Nobody likes to have microphones on the table. Nobody wants cables dragged all over the floor. And we've finally been able to crack the code and build a microphone that gives you incredible audio from the ceiling with no wires and no mess around the floor or anything like that.
Right. What we're talking about here is a 2x2 drop-in.
Exactly.
Right.
It's called the MXA 910 ceiling array microphone. Fits in a 2x2 ceiling grid. There's also a 60 centimeter version for European ceilings.
Right.
But the great thing is, it goes up there on the ceiling. It's an array microphone. It generates 8 simultaneous pickup lobes, but they have what's called steerable coverage. So each individual lobe can be set to narrow, medium, or wide, and each one can be steered in its own individual direction and elevation, so you can perfectly acquire audio from whatever seating layout you've got in the room.
Right. That's pretty impressive, and that's done through a graphical interface. Is that a Shure software package?
Exactly, because you don't want to do trigonometry or anything like that.
Not if I can help it.
No.
All right.
So there's no math here. Basically, you open a browser window on your laptop or your tablet, and you just click and drag each lobe and say, I want this one here, I want this one here, I want this one there. And when you're done, if you want, you can save that as a preset.
Right.
And if you've got a room that changes function and changes layout, different table arrangements or whatever, you can save up to 10 presets and instantly recall those from your room control program.
Yeah.
So it's like today's video conference, click, boom, it's automatically pointed where it needs to be.
Roger that, man. That sounds super impressive and really expensive, is it?
It's not a cheap microphone, $4,500 retail, but when you consider the number of mics and other hardware that it replaces, it's really quite a deal.
Right, that's what I was...
Speaking of value, one of the things that's cool is in addition to the 8 lobes coming out of it, that gives you 8 individual Dante output channels.
Okay.
But you might be going into a video conferencing codec that only has one audio input.
Right.
And so what we've also built in is IntelliMix automatic mixing. So there's a 9th output that gives you the microphone's own selection of which lobe should be active based on who's speaking at any time.
Whoa.
It really works well.
Yeah.
If people are moving around the room a lot, it just picks the lobe wherever they are. And
That's incredible.
Works flawlessly.
Right, and I think, as you said, the value there is that as opposed to having 8 individual gooseneck mics or button mics or whatever, I can pop one of these in the center of the room, maybe over the conference table.
Yep, exactly. You put it over the conference table. It's got a built-in LED that indicates whether the mic's active or not, but you can defeat that if you want to. It comes in 3 different colors, black, white, and silver, but it is paintable if you need to match the room decor, so it's really a terrific solution.
Great. I feel like we might be looking at the future of conference room mic technology, because it's been the same forever, right?
Yeah, rooms have been evolving, and they're no longer just a shoebox with a big rectangular table. You know, you've got huddle rooms now that serve a variety of purposes with, sometimes it's 2 people, sometimes it's 8. And you really need to be able to adapt on the fly to that.
Right. Now, I say conference room technology has been the same way forever, but you don't know. I mean, you've just been with Shure for a couple years, right? Is that...
No, I've been with Shure for 30 years now.
30?
Yeah.
30 years with Shure.
I've seen, it's a great company, and I love working there, and it's full of exciting people, so there's just no reason to leave. Yeah,
that's super impressive to find somebody that sticks. I mean, that means you must believe in what Shure's doing.
I really do, and the fact that we do things like a ceiling array, which 5 years ago everybody said was practically impossible or impractical, we've also got a table array version of it, so if you just want a small table, this has got 4 microphone lobes in it. You can steer them in 15-degree increments. Each one can be whatever polar pattern you want, omni, cardioid, super, bidirectional, whatever. We've also pioneered a new polar pattern called a toroid, which picks up 360 degrees around horizontally, but has a null in the vertical plane so that it doesn't pick up noise from directly above. So if you got a noisy projector or air conditioning,
HVAC,
you get a lot less of that noise, and it picks up the whole table.
Yeah, that's incredible,
comes in colors, programmable LED, you can match your client's corporate colors if you want to. it really is a clever product.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
slick.
all Dante, which makes things easier for the installer because there's one Ethernet cable going to the ceiling or into the desk.
That's what I was saying. I picked up this mic earlier and I went, where's the XLR, Chris?
Exactly.
There is not one.
It's a lot more efficient to get
Right.
rid of the XLR, so you got one Ethernet cable that carries Dante digital audio,
Right.
control signals, power over Ethernet, nothing else to mess with.
Right. Cool, man. So I gotta say, I'm very impressed with what you guys are doing this year. It's gotta be an exciting time to be with Shure.
It really is.
If you had to rank of the 30 years you've been with Shure, where does this year rank? And I want
it's-
all 30
It's going to sound
broken out.
trite, but this is really the most exciting time I've ever been with the company
Yeah.
because we have more things being developed at the same time, both on a hardware front and software, both wired and wireless. And there's really a great convergence between all those different disciplines coming together.
Right, right. It's an exciting time to be an AV Pro.
It really is.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, hey, thanks so much for your time, Chris. Really exciting things happening at Shure, and check out this and many more things here at AVNation.tv.